Fourth out, the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency says that, yes, Iran has met the terms of the nuclear agreement. So the sanctions are lifted, and soon $150 billion will be flowing into the Iranian economy. But the big question this afternoon remains about Iran's military forces and where that money will go. Relations among Iran's president, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and the Syrian leadership. Will the windfall only end up going to the terrorists and to them and to bolstering Iran's military? Captain Bob Wells is retired from the U.S. Navy and a former national security advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. Captain Wells, always good to see you.
Great seeing you, Eric. I
got to tell you, Bashir, Vladimir, and Hassan, they got to be high-fiving it today. What does this do to strengthen the Russian, Syrian, and Iranian front?
I think we have to watch very closely the Iranian efforts to build their new capabilities. This cash flow, if you will definitely fall into the Iranian court. As just mentioned in the previous segment, Iran is conducting revolutionary support throughout the Middle East, Yemen, Syria, Iraq. It really strengthens their efforts to protect Shiites, as they say, but at the same time look to modernizing their technologies. I'm very concerned.
When you say new technologies, modernizing their technologies, new capabilities, do you mean their ballistic missile system, for example? The fact that they are developing a ballistic missile system, this was not at all part of the deal. They've already launched two, at least one, a violation of the Security Council. How worried are you that they could eventually have a nuke on top of a missile despite this deal?
That's always a possibility. I always look at what could be done without just a missile launch, and there was a very insightful article a couple months ago with regard to how Iran could acquire a nuclear weapon by the sea, looking at where all the different import possibilities are. Remember, there was another technology control regime in place when A.Q. Khan in Pakistan received nuclear weapons from North Korea. So Iran could get a variety of technologies through import. They're already very smart people with regard to developing UAVs. That technology for ballistic missiles is already there, and that targeting technology is certainly available on the open market. So they have more funds now to do it. They have the intent to do it with regard to their newfound status.
And what does that mean to us?
That means it's more dangerous. I think we're going to maintain our strong relationships with the Sunni Arab world. We have our defense posture is not going to change with regard to our organization. U.S. Central Command, U.S. Fifth Fleet, the actual elements of U.S. Central Command, all the planners looking at the intent of Iran. We just had that incident in the Persian Gulf just this last week with regard to the sailors off of Farsi Island. But we're going to be more vigilant. We're going to watch for this asymmetric threat. We're going to watch what's happening inside Yemen with the Saudis and their effort there. We're certainly going to watch what's happening inside Lebanon with Hezbollah. And we're also going to watch what's happening with regard to the situation in Syria, as you just mentioned there, and the Russian relationship with Bashar al-Assad and also the Iranian regime.
Well, you don't sound that you are on board with the President's view this morning, in which he said the world is safer, this is a better day, and this will stop Iran from building a nuclear bomb.
That may be true in the short run, because I always look at what Iran is going to come to the table. Is it going to be the nation state of Iran, where we're building these new political military relationships between the United States, the European Union, other Security Council members, and the nation state of Iran, or the revolutionary Iran, which supports the protection of Shiite populations throughout the Middle East? I think you're going to get a little bit of both here. I hope that the responsible nation state of Iran remains committed to the full implementation of the Joint Action Plan. I also hope they are committed to more diplomacy so that we will, as the President said, have a more stable Middle East. The Middle East, the people in the Middle East deserve better. This mischief, which is caused by proxy war, sectarian violence supported by the Shiite, even the Sunni conflict, has to have an end in the near term for the next generation.
Yeah, you just mentioned finally the responsible government of Iran versus the revolutionary. Let me read you what President Hassan Rouhani said in response to this deal. Quote, "All are happy except Zionists, warmongers, sowers of discord among Islamic nations, and extremists in the U.S. The rest are happy." Does this sound like the responsible president or the revolutionary president?
It sounds like the revolutionary president. It's important to take Iran at their at their word. And I would like to see the nation-state of Iran, the member of the community of nations that discusses and has diplomatic relations with the rest of the world, be true to the entire concept of non-interference inside the sovereign affairs of nation-states. When you protect populations going outside of the central governments is destabilizing. I think everyone's in agreement we want stability in the Middle East, even President Putin.
Captain Bob Wells, thank you for your insight this afternoon and your views on this very controversial deal.
Thank you, Eric.
Absolutely.